General, in the war between Russia and Ukraine, who do we want to win?
Sir, I want Ukraine to win.
Is Russia America's friend?
I'm sorry, sir, I couldn't quite hear your
Is
question.
Russia America's friend?
I think that depends on your definition of friend. I think it's a complicated relationship. But no, I don't think they're our friends.
Thank you. If we could cut off Russia's cash flow, which depends substantially on its sale of oil, would that help Ukraine win?
So I think militarily, anytime you can restrict resources and cash flows against an adversary.
General, I
That's a
have
good
so
thing.
much respect for you.
Yes, sir.
But I have so little time.
Yes, sir. I'll try to be
Just
briefer.
Give me succinct answers.
Yes, sir. It would assist a.
Would help, wouldn't
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If we could stop people, entities, and countries from buying Russia's oil, that would help cut off its.
Watch what just happened there. The witness already walked step by step into the answer. First, yes, cutting off cash flow hurts an adversary. Then, yes, Russia depends substantially on oil sales. Then, yes, stopping buyers would help. By the time that final question lands, the case is already built. That is why this exchange hits hard. It is not a fight over facts inside this clip. It is a fight over whether those facts will actually lead to action. And when the senator says there are enough votes to pass a bill, he is turning a foreign policy argument into a pressure campaign aimed straight at leadership. That is the real
cash
punch
flow,
here.
Wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
We have a bill to do that, as I'm sure you're aware. We have the votes today to pass it overwhelmingly. I also have enormous respect and admiration for our majority leader, Senator Thune. But I hope everybody on this panel will today contact Senator Thune and ask him to bring that bill to the floor. We should vote on it at a minimum of next week. Some of my colleagues, General, want America to just stop in Iran. End the blockade, bring all of our warriors home. What would be the consequences of that, in your estimation?
Sir, I think termination criteria is always a political decision. However, I assess that Iran will continue to be a challenge moving forward. So we have to be thoughtful
Will
about
they
that.
put tolls on the strait?
I don't know, sir. That's a decision that's a hypothetical and will depend on what happens
It's not
in the future.
hypothetical. We've got a blockade to stop them.
We do, sir. That's
General,
putting
I want you to
economic
look me in
pressure
the
on
eye.
Iran.
I'm not asking you for, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I know your advice to the president is private, but this is serious as 4 heart attacks and a stroke. Now, what happens if we come home and end the blockade to the world?
Sir, Iran has the potential to continue to be a threat, and we will need to prepare military
Will they
options to
toll
do
the
that.
strait?
Sir, that's a hypothetical question, and I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, it's not hypothetical. We come home. It's not going to be hypothetical. You know that, General, and I do too. And I appreciate your discretion, but we're down to it. We need some hard answers and some straight talk. What'll happen, Pete?
Senator, I would agree with the chairman, but the likely outcome is they would try to impose their will on the waterways in ways that the
toll
world
it?
would not like. Call it a toll, call it a fee, call it an exchange, call it control. They would do something that they would try to hold it at issue.
That is the cleanest answer in the Iran section, and it matters because it strips away the dodge. Earlier, everything kept getting called hypothetical. Here, the witness finally gives the plain language version. If pressure comes off, Iran tries to use control of the waterway as leverage over the world. Call it whatever word you want, toll, fee, control, the point is the same. Power. Access. Pressure. That is why the senator keeps pushing for a straight answer. He is trying to force the hearing out of careful bureaucratic language and into the real-world consequence. If this regime gets room, it uses that room. That is the warning embedded in this moment.
Yes, sir.
Would they try to commence development again of a nuclear warhead?
Part of the reason President Trump had to have the courage to do what he did after Midnight Hammer is that they didn't give up their ambitions even though their nuclear sites had been obliterated. So this is a regime hell-bent on nuclear ambitions, and
Guys,
President
we
Trump's
need
been willing to
straight
go after them.
answers. We need straight answers. Do we have the ability to destroy whatever is underneath Pickaxe Mountain?
This is where the hearing shifts from pressure to capability. Up to this point, the senator is asking what happens if the U.S. backs off. Now he flips to the other side of the equation. If the threat is real, can America actually reach the hard target everyone is dancing around? And the answer he gets is classic national security language, not a direct yes, not a direct no, but a reminder that U.S. capabilities are classified and unmatched. That tells you two things at once. First, the concern is serious enough to raise in open hearing. Second, the clearest answers still live behind closed doors. So even when the senator finally lands on the blunt question, the room still stops just short of total clarity.
Senator, a lot of our capabilities are classified, but if anybody in the world can reach anything on God's green earth, it's the United States military, the most powerful military in the world. It's all about options and trade-offs.
All right. I'm going to take a little extra time because others got it, Madam Chair. I won't abuse it. Secretary, are shrimpers farmers?
Absolutely, yes. There are farmers of the sea.
Are oyster harvesters farmers?
Yes. In this USDA,
They
yes.
having to compete with other countries who grow oysters and shrimp in a ditch and shoot them full of antibiotics?
100% yes.
And if you eat too much of that foreign shrimp and oysters, you'll grow an extra ear, won't you?
I'm not sure about that, but I know it is not good. And I also know we import 90% of our shrimp.
Why aren't we inspecting the shrimp and the oysters from abroad?
Well, it goes much larger than that. Why are we importing so much from abroad, which goes to the president's trade agenda?
I'm in big trouble.
Yes, you are.
Guys, look, we need straight answers now. We're down to it.
That line ties the whole clip together. Russia. Iran. Trade. Shrimp imports. Oysters. Military options. Different subjects, same frustration, stop filibustering the answer. In this script, that is the recurring theme. The senator keeps asking witnesses to leave the safe language behind and say plainly what the consequence is, what the risk is, and what the U.S. can do about it. Even the lighter exchange about foreign shrimp lands inside that same frame. It sounds funny for a second, then the point snaps back into focus. American producers are competing against imports the senator is describing as lower standard and unfair. So the closing beat should not feel scattered. It should feel like one long argument for clarity, urgency, and action.